All right, everybody, welcome back. We are ready to deep dive today, and we're talking all about AI.
Ooh, AI.
AI.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
It is really, really cool stuff, and specifically we're looking at, how AI is being used in learning management systems,
Okay.
which, most people are probably familiar with the learning management system.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But when you add in AI, things get really interesting.
Yeah, I bet.
And, the thing that kind of got us on this topic was we saw this video
Okay.
on YouTube, and it's all about how these AI-powered learning management systems are being used in the aviation industry.
Wow, that's super interesting.
So we wanted to kind of like dive into, what is that all about and what's the benefit and why is everybody, making such a big deal out of this?
Yeah, exactly. Like why is this so important?
So yeah, so maybe we can start with like just like a real basic, like what is this? What is an AI-powered learning management system? Like, how would you explain that?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that traditional learning management systems are pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
They deliver the content to you, they track your progress, and they make sure you've completed everything you need to complete.
Right.
But with AI, it goes a step further because it's not just delivering the content. It's actually looking at how you're learning and then adapting to that.
Okay.
So you're getting a much more personalized and efficient learning experience.
Wow. So it's not like one size fits all anymore. It's really like tailored to the individual.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what makes it so powerful.
It's pretty amazing. And one of the things that really stood out to me in the video was how they were talking about virtual reality,
Oh, yeah.
VR integration.
Yeah,
So like
it's really cool.
you can imagine like a pilot
Right.
training for, I don't know, an emergency landing or something.
Yeah.
But they're not just in, like the old school simulator.
Mhm.
They're like in a full on, hyper realistic VR environment.
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting, right? Because you can create these scenarios that are almost impossible to replicate in real life,
Right.
or even in a traditional simulator.
Yeah.
Like imagine engine failure at night in a thunderstorm over the mountains, you know?
Oh, wow.
You can't really do that in a normal setting, but in VR, you can.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so valuable for training.
So because like you can really push pilots to their limits,
Exactly.
in a safe environment.
Yeah. Yeah, you can really test their decision-making skills under pressure,
Okay.
and all without any real-world risk.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Another thing the video talked about was how AI can create these really lifelike simulations.
Yes.
And it's not just for pilots. It's for,
It's just for everyone.
it's for mechanics. It's for air traffic controllers, like everybody in aviation.
Yeah, because everyone needs training, right?
Yeah.
And AI can make that training so much more effective.
So what makes these simulations so different from like the old school ones?
Well, it's all about the algorithms.
Oh.
They're using machine learning to analyze your performance in real time. So it can identify your strengths and weaknesses and then adjust the simulation accordingly.
Oh, wow. So it's like personalized learning.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like having a personal tutor
That's so good.
who's always there to guide you and challenge you.
I love that. And it's not all serious business either, right? Because they talked about how they can like gamify the whole experience.
Yeah.
So you can have like leaderboards and badges.
Yeah, it's all about making learning fun and engaging,
Yeah,
right? Because if it's fun, you're more likely to remember it.
exactly. Yeah,
Stay motivated.
totally. So let's talk about like the benefits. Like, why is this so important? We've touched on a few things, but like, what are the big takeaways in terms of like how AI is really improving safety and training?
I think the biggest thing is that it allows people to practice for emergencies in a risk-free environment.
Okay.
So they can build up that muscle memory and confidence without, actually putting themselves or anyone else in danger. There was a study that showed AI-powered simulations could actually reduce pilot error rates by up to 15%.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, it's significant.
Wow. Okay. And the video also talked about how AI is making training more efficient. So like, how is that happening?
Well, think about it this way. AI can look at your performance in a simulator and say, okay, you're really good at this, this, and this, but you need more work on that.
Right.
So instead of having to go through the whole training module again,
Yeah.
it can create a personalized module that focuses on your specific weak areas.
Oh, wow.
And that can save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Some estimates say it could cut training time by 15% or more.
Wow.
And that's a big deal for airlines because time is money.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a win-win.
Exactly. Yeah. It's good for the airlines. It's good for the employees. Everyone benefits.
That's awesome. All right. So this all sounds really amazing.
It is.
But I'm also kind of curious, like, are there any downsides?
Yeah, I mean, there are always potential downsides to any new technology, right?
Yeah.
I think one concern is that people might become too reliant on the technology,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
and they might not develop their own critical thinking skills.
Yeah, so like if something unexpected happens,
Exactly. They might not know what to do because they're so used to the AI telling them what to do.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do we like balance that out? Like how do we make sure people are still using their brains?
I think the key is to remember that AI is a tool.
Okay.
It's not meant to replace human judgment. It's meant to enhance it.
Right.
So it's all about finding that right balance between using the technology and developing your own skills.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, so to kind of wrap things up, it sounds like AI-powered learning management systems are like a really big deal
Oh, yeah.
in aviation training.
They're definitely making a big impact.
Oh, yeah.
They're making training safer, more efficient, more
Oh,
personalized.
yeah, exactly. And this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, where do we go from here? You know,
Right, like what's next?
what's next? Yeah. How is AI going to change pilot training, mechanic training, air traffic controller training, like
Yeah.
in the future?
That's the big question, right? And it's
Yeah.
exciting to think about the possibilities.
Totally. So if you're listening and this is something you're interested in, I highly recommend you check out that YouTube video.
Yeah, it's a great starting point.
Yeah, they even talk about like how you can book a demo so you can
Yeah.
actually see these systems in action.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So go check it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
All right. That's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.